Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? It doesn't look that different at the moment, does it? I said I was going to do a whole load of work, but if I zoom out, look at this. And this is something that I really want to show you down here, look. Look at this. Look at that pile of bodies down there. I've gone to the south of this little pond that I did say that I wasn't going to do that, but I have decided to do that. This is insane, right? And this is why I've got a massive base down here. And look at these are worms, small worms, and these are really difficult to kill, okay? I've got loads of spawners, and then I've got these worms, and I can't kill these worms on foot. I need to advance some tech so that I can get to those worms, and it's kind of concerning. I've got to be really brutally honest with you. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about doing that. So to start with, what should I research? I've researched the armor crafting. I researched a couple of things. I want to, what have I got? Bullet damage, bullet speed. It's really just those now, because everything else needs the green ones. Green, 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 and green. Right, it's just that one. So if I research that one a minute, leave that one going. I've got more coming in. I'm going to have to hurry up and do this, because basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to join up. I've got that one just working away on there. I want to join up this. I've got power all the way around, and I've got a loop of conveyor belts that go all the way around the entire place. And if you have a look over here, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. This factory here was making gun turrets, and if I'll just have a look in his chest, I got another 28 gun turrets there ready to pick up. Now have a look down here. This is something I want to show you really quickly. Is I've got a bit of a dead end going on down here. It's a choke point. I got a bit of a choke point right here. I got all of these furnaces going. So this is just going too slow. So I've used a fast inserter. That's what I did end up putting in there, was a fast inserter. That'll plonk everything into the chest really quickly and keep it running. I've got the bullets. They're still being made, and they're going out. This is as fast as this one can make the bullets. So I don't need to have a fast inserter working on that one. That is fine just as it is. Then I want to get... I got more attacks incoming. I've got constant stream of attacks. They just don't let up. I've done the power all the way round. I need power lines, so which means I need some wood. Where's the wood? Where is the wood? I need to get wood. Yeah. I got all these power lines here. I got some wood out there, which I'm not going to try and get to. I could go out that way. Okay, I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to mine some of that wood over there, because I need some to make some power lines really quickly. I don't want to get too far south. That is really dangerous down there. I've got a forest over here, which should supply me with plenty of wood. Once I got the iron going, it's going to be a lot better. Not the iron, yeah, I'll keep the iron going, and then I'll start making steel. Making steel is a lot more efficient than... Well, you use... Well, it's not efficient necessarily, but you use the steel to make all sorts of other things. Such as the power lines. That's what I'm looking for, the power lines. Yeah, you have the steel power lines. They're a lot better than these little wooden ones, but this is a lot faster. If I go and get these now, zoom out a little bit. I want to keep a close eye that these don't run out of ammo just yet. Plonk that one in there. Right. First thing I'm going to do is just run power straight from here out to, let me just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 2, there we go, so there's 10 left. Right, there we go, power lines. Now, if you want to run a power line out really fast, you start it off and you just run in a straight line, okay? And it does it kind of like the conveyor belts and the rest of it, like this. And it does it at the maximum distance, which is actually a really cool little trick. So if I do that, I've now got power all the way around. So all of these little inserters, they are now powered, which is step 1. Then step 2, I need to come over here and up to here. Now, I've got this chest here is the one that's actually got all of the ammo in. I've got several hundred here. I'm going to take 200 of them, and... Where's the best way to do this? I probably want to run straight out there. Is that going to be fast? Oh, actually, it's going to be faster to go straight up there. If I can join it up the top there. Is that going to be faster? Probably better, actually, if I just take it out the side here and run it south. I've got more incoming there. They're constantly incoming, so I'm constantly worrying and checking to the south just to make sure that everything is tickety-boo. So let me just run to here, and I will take this conveyor, I'll rotate it round, and I'll put that one there. Then, and we'll just go south from here. Remove that one. I'm going to rotate that one out onto there, and actually, I'm going to change these around. I'll do that in a minute. We'll get these feeding out down to the south first. So, run down here. Oops. I'll do that. There we go. Start feeding south. Straight south. There we go. And I've run out of conveyor belts. Have I got any more? Did I bring any? Yes, I did. I brought some iron. Let's do a few of those. And that is going to come straight down, so we'll load these up first. That one's got 9 left. 22, 17, 50 he's got. That one's empty. Right, so they are starting to run out. Look at that massive body pile. That's insane. That is absolutely nuts. Right. You come here. Run that one straight down to the south. There we go. Remove that one. Actually, I don't need to remove it. I want to put it like that. There we go. They're going to come in and come around there. It's nice and it's a little bit sedate. Why is... Oh, that one's not picking any up because he hasn't got any in it. I had to sort of play around a little bit here because of the spacings. I can fit another one in there in a minute. I'll do that, actually. While I've got it, because there's so many of them here, I want a wall of them down here. I'll do some electric lights in a minute. Right. Rotate that one round so I've got one of them there, like that. And another gun turret there. Now, I can't put another gun turret in here. I just don't have the space for it. I can't put it there because there's just not enough room in the water. I can't put one there either. So I'm actually going to have a little gap unless I move the wall and bring that a bit further south. That's going to be it. But I can put one there and I can put one there. And then I can inserter, like that. So I've got a few of them there. That's just going to... Oh, he's going to keep filling up those. Let me run up here. Now I'm going to go and start putting more bullets into the line. That is now going to feed that constantly with bullets. And eventually it's going to, if I zoom right out, all of these up here, these are all empty at the moment. It'll fill those up and it'll go way up north and it'll feed those as well. So for now, let me start change. I'm going to change all of this in, change the direction of it. Put a conveyor belt that way, like that. And actually, if you can just place the conveyor belt the other way, like that, which is actually a really cool little trick. So if I just run along here, I don't have to single-handedly change the direction of every single belt. I just rotate it like that. Now that one will go onto there, and he's going to start emptying out that chest onto this conveyor belt, which is going to start feeding into the belts all the way around. Which is perfect. We got 100 of them here. There's a spare 25 there. I'm actually going to dump those back into there. And they're just going to feed round. Everything is going to be tickety-boo. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to bother putting any more into there for now. So I want the next stage. Now that I've done this, I've got defense. That was my main first stage, was I needed defenses. I've got the repair pack. Now, if you press and hold the repair pack onto something and just run along, you stop running whenever you reach something that needs repairing. Like on a line of conveyor belts or something like that. Which is another little cool trick that you can do. So, repair that. I kind of stopped everything here because the copper wasn't producing. And I want to bring it down so that I can start using it. But I want to have a decent layout here. I'm not going to use this anymore. I'm not going to do the... make the guns here. So I'm going to lift that one up. I've got an empty chest there and I don't want that inserter. That can just stay there for a minute. I'm going to need cogs. Right. To make e-science packs, this is going to be the next thing. We want to have, I would say 3... Actually, let's make 4 of them. We'll have 4 factories making these science packs here. They need a gear wheel and 2 copper plates. So I want 4 of those in a line. And I want to feed them with copper plates and gear wheels. So I've got one making a gear wheel there. Okay, I'm not going to worry about setting any more going just yet. I've got one gear wheel. Now this is where we've got to start sort of changing everything round. Laying out. I'm going to have to go south at some point and sort of repair all the wall down there. But at the moment we're doing alright because we got all of that ammunition going round. I think we'll be okay. So let all of that just carry on doing what it's doing. This one will just keep producing from here. So I got one gear wheel here. I'm going to make another one of those. So pick that one up there and pick up what's on the floor. That one can move. I'll just move him back that way a little bit. And I want to get another factory unit. So if I go to here, I want 1, 2, 3 of those at least. I'm going to need a few of them. So let me just make that factory unit. I'm going to drop that one down. That's going to be another gear wheel. So inserter is going to go there. And I'm going to use that one. I'm going to remove that one. Like that. I'm going to remove that one and the copper. Come down here and just pick that up. How much have I got? How much space? Right, I've got plenty of space for a minute. Pick him up as well. And then in here, I've got 304 science packs. So I'm going to pick those up as well and just hold on to those. Right, I've got plenty of space still. This one here is going to start making gear wheels. There we go. And from there, I'm going to take... because I need gear wheels elsewhere as well. I'll show... oh, no, I don't want to do that there, do I? It's got to come out one. I'm going to need to move that light as well. He's in the way. Let me just pick that one up. And where's the light? There he is. I'll put him down there like that. What's in here? There's another 400 copper in there. Yeah, what I'm doing is I've got to make science packs. They need transport belts and inserters. Okay? A transport belt... let me go back to here. Transport belt needs iron gear wheels and iron plates. That inserter needs an iron gear wheel, electronic circuit, and iron plate. So I've got to be able to make all of them. So I'm probably actually going to need at least 2 of these. I would say probably 3 of these. If I go for 3, just to be on the safe side, and extend the conveyor belt up just a fraction. Another inserter here going into that one. And that one making more gear wheels. There we go. This one... right. Once they reach 2, they don't make any more. So now what I will do is put a conveyor belt here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that. Have inserters coming out. 1, 2, and 3. There. So we've got gear wheels there coming out. To make this science pack, I need a copper plate plus a gear wheel. Then, to make this one, I need the transport belt. The transport belt requires a... I think you'll have to excuse me. I do constantly seem to be coughing at the moment. I'm not really sure what's wrong. But anyway, I want 2 more of these factories, I think. I'm going to put 1 here and I'm going to put 1 here. Now, the way that I'm going to do this is if I run a conveyor belt straight up like that, that is going to have a supply of gear wheels that I can take and put into this factory here. And then I want to have a supply on the other side. And like that. And that will be the supply of copper coming, plates coming in. So I got the metal plates, which I need for this one, not that one, that one. So I need metal plates and I need the transport belts. Now I'm going to make 2 of those. And I'm going to make 2 that do the inserters as well. So I'm going to need more gear wheels, and I'm going to need electronic circuits. So the electronic circuits is actually fairly easy. I just need the copper for that. But before I do that, I'm going to put these in here. Now, the next bit is actually a pretty cool little trick. It's something I quite like. If I rotate those around and I put those in there as well, I'm going to need a power supply that's going to go there. That's powering those. Let me move that up to there, and I'll put 1 there as well. So that's all powered up nicely. Then I'm going to need another conveyor belt, and I just want it for those 2. So I put a conveyor belt here, like this. Put that one there, and that's going to go up that way like that. So we'll just keep it the same. And then what I'm going to use is long-handled inserters. The long-handed inserter, if I put that one here, and I rotate it round, that is going to put it onto the far belt rather than the one nearby. So if I go in here now and change this, I want you to make belts, and I want you to make belts. See that? It makes the belt, it takes the what do you call off of here, the gear wheel, and puts it into there. It makes it into a belt, and then it plonks it out onto the far conveyor over there. So that is that one taken care of. So then those conveyors will be fed into making the green science packs. I now need to make the inserters. That's going to be the next difficult bit. How do I make the inserter? I need another gear wheel and an iron plate. Well, the gear wheel and the iron plate is the easy bit. I then need to get a copper plate. No, I don't. I need to get... Right, the difficult bit is I need to get a copper plate coming up to here. No, I don't. I'll transfer that further away. I want a copper plate coming over here and then being passed onto that belt, which is actually going to be fairly simple. I will show you that in just a second. I also... Something else that I forgot to show you, I've added an extra steam engine on here and added a couple of extra boilers. You put the 2 boilers in a line and then 2 steam engines go in a line as well. You lose a bit of water pressure, but you still got the temperature. So I got plenty of performance there. That does seem okay at the moment. You can always tell if it's a bit slow because these mines, they show up pretty quick. I've got lights flashing continuously to the south, so I'm going to have a quick check on that down there. Right, I got one yellow section of wall, but I got so many bullets here at the moment. That seems to be okay. The big check, if I run north now, just a minute. I got bullets here. I got loads of bullets. They're coming through. So they're obviously traveling all the way around in a complete circle now. If I run over here, there we go. There's where they're heading south again. Not quite fed everything up to the north. There's the last one that's being fed in now. And I've got a couple to the south down here that will then be fed next. So I've just about completed the loop. That will fill that up completely with ammunition. But anyway, back to the task in hand. I need to sort out my supply of copper. That's going to be the next thing. I need to have a permanent supply of copper coming in. I've got these little furnaces here. I haven't actually researched the next level of furnace yet. That's going to be one of the early things that I do because the speeded up furnace is absolutely invaluable. First, I'm going to remove those. I do need to keep the conveyor belt there, so that I've got this coal coming up. I don't need to keep this coal anymore. That can go. Which means that I can actually remove that one, and those, and then just add one more belt in here like this. That one, like that. There we go. Oh no, that's wrong. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, don't worry. I need to put another belt here. That, there. So then it's only going to feed into this side. That's what I want it to do. I want it to feed into that side. Those I'm going to get rid of. Get rid of that one. Get rid of these. I don't need any of that anymore. That's all going. F. And get rid of that one and that one. Get rid of that one. And all of that conveyor belt there. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up everything here so that I've got the coal on the right side of the track. Just run up here and pick up that bit on the ground. Right, that's everything on the south side of the track now. So on the north side of the track, it's just going to be copper. I'll just pick up these little bits of coal that are lying around. It looks very untidy. I don't like this. There. That's still going. If it goes red, you've got to be a bit more consistent. It means they're actually doing damage. At the moment, they're not doing any red damage. So I'm going to make 3 of those. I might actually need to do some more for coal. So I've already turned those into electric ones, and they filled up everything very nicely. So I don't need to worry about those. And I've done the same with the iron ones. I've got electric drills down there. I don't need those drills anymore. So let me just put that mining drill in there. There we go. This one here, he can rotate around. Now, everywhere that you see that is green, if you just have a look there on the outline, anywhere that's green, that is what gets mined. So that will cover 4.7k for that one. I've got one little piece of copper down there, which is going to irritate me big time. Oh, that's terrible. What can I do about that? I could move everything. I could move all of the belts everywhere. That is just so frustrating. Ooh. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll stop now. I'll stop that. Okay, and that one will go there. So I'll at least take up that the bits further up. Now I'll take a piece of conveyor belt and I'll run it through here like this. That one, if I just move along, there we go. Put that one there, and then this one like that. That'll just feed to both sides. That will feed to the south there. Those 3 are fine. I don't want burner inserters going in there. I want regular inserters because they're faster. To make sure everything that keeps up, and I want the same coming out of them. There we go. Now all I need is a little bit of power. So if I plonk down a couple of these, one there, and now I want to make it so that everything gets some juice. One there. And I'm going to put down another couple of furnaces in just a second. There is method to my madness. I want plenty of power for everything. There we go. Right. There's all of those powered up. I want another furnace. Have I got another furnace here? And I don't have any stone on me either. Let me just go and grab a little bit down here. If I stand here and I press F, there we go. I've got lots of bricks being made. I'm going to use bricks later on as well. It's not just going to be for this stone. And I'm actually going to remove that one now, because 400 more stone walls is enough for the present. I'm not going to use it. I just want to make a whole load of those bricks. So let me just... I got 18, so I can make... Yeah. Make 2 more furnaces. That should give me enough copper for now. I don't think I'm going to need any more than that. And so I will... Ooh. There we go. There's my furnaces. Drop one there. You know what? Let's just chuck it. Oh, I can't chuck the other one there. You know what? Let's not chuck the other one there. Let's pick that one up, move him along one. I can't. Really? Come on. Right. Let's put that one there. Pick that one up. And then move it up a little bit so that... yeah, one there and... one there. That'll do it. Then go back to here and pick up that furnace. Come out of that screen. There we go. I want some lights here as well. I'll make those in a minute. Inserter there for coal and inserter there. I need to make some more inserters. See, this never ends. Once I get a factory making these inserters, that'll make life a lot easier. Oh, and another one. There, you come out there. Right. Perfect! We've got it. Excellent. Right, that's everything feeding in, everything feeding out. So I've got a good supply of copper coming in now. These will just take their time. That one's got 12k, that one's got 6.5k, and that one's got 4.6. That's plenty for getting on with, okay? We're not going to need any more for a little while. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to bring that copper down there so that it goes onto the opposite side here, which means I will then have copper and gear wheels going onto the same belt, because I need to make these, which is going to need electric circuits, iron gear wheels, iron plates, but I also need the gear wheels. Need the gear wheels and the copper plates coming together. So I'm going to bring this one over and run this one south. I'm sort of planning this a little bit, but at the same time, I realise that this could be a lot better. There's a lot of room for improvement here. I'm very well aware of that, and I am running out of time. So let me just get the conveyor. Oh, hang on. I've got to turn off that noise. There we go. Pick up that belt there, and next one back. Rotate that in there. Run up north. Rotate. There we go. That one can go there. Rotate that one round that way. Bring it over here now, because I wanted to go onto the fast side and I wanted to do it at a reasonable pace. I'm going to do it like this, and then I'm going to make a fast inserter, and I'm going to plot that one down there as soon as it's made. Where are you? Fast inserter? There. Right. Fast inserter. Rotate round there. That one goes onto there. That will put... excuse me, sorry. That'll send the copper up that way. So we've got all the copper going up. And now I can start using this to make the next level. What's the next level? Copper plate and iron gear wheel. Well, that's both off of that conveyor belt. And then this one here, this one is inserter and transport belt, which is both going to be off of that belt. So all I need is I need to be able to take some copper off of this one to make some electric circuits, which could go onto this belt to go a bit further north. So I'll do that in the next episode. I can make a couple of them here. They'll do the electric circuits and then the other bits up here, and that'll all then finally put the last 2 bits onto this belt over here. And you'll see how I'll do that. I'm going to do a clever little trick by moving the belts around and then feeding one into another, and that'll all then feed past another line of factories, which will make all of the science packs, which will then feed into another line over here, which is going to be the labs. So we'll have the first 2 levels done. That's the next sort of stage that we're going to be after. So I'm hoping that you're learning something now. Now that I'm not sort of, fiddling around in the dark trying to guess what I'm doing. Ooh, look at this. We've run out there. That one's run out completely. This one here has 2.2, 5.6, and 11k left. So this one, I'm just going to have to move back a slot. Will it do it? It's not going to let me hold it. There we go. So if I drop that one back, that's got to go all the way back there. That's going to be everything. That'll be 11k will come off of that one. I need a power cable. If I just drop that one there, there's a nice power cable for it. And belt out like that. There we go. So that one is full. In my next episode, I'm going to set up the next little bits, and then I'll move those around. We've got ammunition going everywhere here now. That's all the way it's going all the way round. We are well defended. Before I go, let's do one last thing. We will run down here and we'll check on this and repair all of the wall. I'll show you this. And remember what I said about running along and just repairing as you go? Oops. Yeah, you don't press... If you press right-click... excuse me. I'm getting really croaky here. I haven't had anything to drink for quite a while. If you press right-click, you take up the wall. Excuse me a minute. Oh. I'm really dry. I'm really sorry. I'm getting horribly croaky here. Let me just try this really quickly. There we go. Run along. And I'm just pressing the left click button. And sometimes it's taking quite a bit longer. There we go. And the last bit. One more little bit over here. And then we're done. And you can see now that the ammunition is coming all the way round. I had a little bit of trouble down there. If you can see that one gun turret there has taken a bit of damage. That was when I was actually building the wall. I had a little bit of trouble with some of the natives. If you have a look down here, I got a gun turret there because I had a small pod which was just close enough that was causing the spawners to come straight to me. They're just about doing that over here anyway. Look at that. That base is insane. And every now and then, one of them goes north and it sees these guns and then it goes nuts and goes flying after them. So... we'll just mend that one. There we go. That's mended. We'll just wait just a second. We'll see this, and then I will say fairly well, and I'll get back to you next time. Go on. Now that I'm waiting and watching, it's not actually going to do it, is it? Go on. There's one there. There's one there. Is he going to get close enough? No. As soon as one catches sight, they start spawning a whole load, and one of them, he'll just go a little bit further north than normal, see the wall, and he comes running every time. Right? It's just a constant way. I mean, you can see by the bodies here. It's a never-ending, constant stream of attacks. Go on. You can do it. There, look. See, he just went a little bit further north, and kaboom. The whole lot. But now all of these are getting a constant supply of bullets, and I've got a nice line of turrets there. All I need is a few over there, which I'll do another time. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, folks. I hope you've learned something new. Tomorrow we will, or next time rather, we will get the rest of this construction done so that we can actually start automating the first 2 levels of Science Pack. Thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye and see you later.